and enjoy the conversation with other women. I'll start asking questions once I see shared by your name. It's give in our world. So grants are an ecosystem. I'm speaking of sharing. I'm about to share my screen on my other live stream to make sure they can feed into our TikTok. So when I see the shares out, we'll definitely get some questions answered for you. So if you know you have a question for me, if it's like, how do I win a grant? Where are grants? Where do I find grants? I need to see share by your name in order to answer your question. Okay. So the ecosystem means it's how we all eat. The eco, what is it? Ecological system. For us, ecosystem is all about the economics of things. And so what that means is, let's say you're hungry, which you are. You're hungry to learn about grants, but you're just showing up with your empty plate, with your handout. You didn't bring no food to the table. You ain't paying no money for the food that's being served. You're just here waiting to be fed. And I'm like, who are you? And you're like, oh, but it's not just me. I also want to help my sister eat. Is that okay? So I'm gonna tap some contacts, some friends on my contact list, and I'm gonna tell them to come to the party too. Because when they come, not only can we all eat, but we can all help feed each other. You see what I'm saying? So you're bringing others to the conversation, making the community larger. Y'all heard of the parable of the stone soup recipe? That's how we eat. So your stone, your contribution is either you're tapping on the screen, which is feeding the algorithm. Remember our ecosystem, and it's bringing other sisters in the room. You're holding down the screen, and your friends list and your contact list is popping up, and you're sharing the live, and you're feeding the algorithm, and the conversation, and the room, and you're bringing something to the table. Other people who need this information too. Don't be selfish. We share because see, when you eat, so do I, so do those who you invited, and it keeps going around and around. And as a result, we can now branch into a bigger ecosystem, which is grants. And grants means someone is sitting at the top of a corporation right now, and they have this budget of millions, possibly billions of dollars, and they're looking for me, they're looking for you, they're looking for everybody you sharing the live with to give this money to. But they come to me saying, hey, can you bring friends? And I'm like, sure. Let me tell you about the friends that I have that have other friends because we invite each other. We share resources and support each other. And they're like, oh, not only do you have other friends, but there are other friends like you because you're bringing people. You see how this works? That's an ecosystem. So now I'm getting a check, you're getting a check, friends are getting. That's how this works, right? At least on my live, at least in my ecosystem, at least in this economy. So if I see share by your name and TikTok is recording, and it keeps up with who's tapping the most. So right now, Asprey Frank is number one. Thank you for tapping the most since you've been here. We're at 1.1K likes. So Asprey's holding down the first place of tappers, the most taps in the last 10 minutes. Wealthy Male is number two. And then user 4253 just took third place with the most taps. So TikTok is keeping up with the algorithm, the ecosystem, making sure we all eat. That's how this works. So welcome. We have our other two live streams going. If you're new here, you can also tell me you're new. Put that in the chat. Are you new here? Welcome, newbie. My name is Dr. AJ Austin, founder of BlackWomenInGrants.com, where I help Black women, for profit small business owners find, apply for, and win grants. Heavenly's new, Wealthy's new, Vendato is new, Hot Girl is new. Welcome, newbies. So, tell me if this is you, because I'm about to tell you whether or not. I don't even need to know what you do in your business, not yet. But you answer these questions, and we're going to know right away if you qualify for the grants that we win in the space. Now, we're in the for profit space. We're not nonprofits. I don't help nonprofits. There's information out there that you can go find on your own time. But I help Black women with for profit small businesses to find, apply for, and win grants. Okay. Trying to follow TikTok's instructions here. Pin a notice for viewers to contact you. I don't know what that means, but yes, TikTok, sure. Okay, so tap your screen at least 100 times if you are a Black woman. Tap your screen. Let's see. I'm gonna know if you tap because TikTok is gonna keep up with our top tappers. We're looking at the top 3 tappers. Tap your screen 100 times if you are a Black woman. I'm repeating it for those who don't follow directions well, don't listen, multitasking, you're working, yelling at kids, talking to people, taking calls, gotta leave, internet damn child. Tap your screen. Tap your screen 100 more times if you are a Black woman, for profit, small business owner. That means you're making money in your business or you have a plan to make money. Wealthy Mel just took over first place on the most tapped. She is a proud Black woman, for profit, small business owner. So even if your business is still in the idea phase, even if you are thinking through the prototype, the beta testing, you don't have a product or service launched out there yet, nothing's for sale, you haven't made any money, but you someday would like to be a Black woman, for-profit, small business owner, tap your screen. That means you're a startup and you need to be applying for what's known as startup grants. If you are a Black woman, for-profit, small business owner that has started her business, tap your screen 100 times, please and thank you. We're not talking in the chat. If you talk to me in the chat, you're not following directions. And word in these grant streets from these check writers is those of you who have never won a grant, but you've tried, is because you don't follow directions. And I see that. So all we're doing right now in my live is tapping the screen if. So you're tapping the screen 100 times if you're a Black woman. You're tapping the screen 100 more times if you're a Black woman, for-profit, small business owner, or you would like to be. If you've already started your business, you're tapping your screen 100 times. This means you have a product, you have a service, it is available, it is for sale, it is launched. You have made money, you have filed taxes, you have a profit and loss statement, you know who your target audience is. You've made money, but it may not have been as much money as you would like it to be. So, you can use a grant. Tap your screen because you should be applying for what's known as growth grant. So that means that everybody on here should have tapped at least 200 times. So Asprey is in first place for the most taps on this live as of right now. That can always be taken away as far as somebody else come and outrank her. Wealthy Mel is number 2 for the most taps. So TikTok keeps up with who's tapping. And then Chev23 is in spot number 3 for the most taps. That means they're following directions. They're tapping their screen. You can count. TikTok is counting. I see y'all. We're almost at 10,000 taps because somebody, at least 3 of y'all on here out of 38, is following directions. Okay, we had 40 plus. They must not have liked rules and directions, so they left. So tap the screen. Now you're Black, you're a woman, you're for-profit, you're a small business owner, and you have a crew of other women that you've created, you've bonded with. They're here on TikTok. I want you to take my nose and hold it on your screen just like this and watch your list of friends pop up. That's that contact list of friends you usually send out the lives to, or the TikToks to anyway, the funny ones. Tap about 5 of them and invite them in. And when I go back through our comments and I see shared by your name, I'll know to take your question first. And so I will be doing my best to go in order based on shares. Don't tell me you're sharing it. TikTok will tell me you're sharing it. So I only see Hot Girl has shared it and Wealthy Male has shared it. Oh, there we go. Look at y'all. Okay. It's popping up. I was like, wait a minute, maybe it's delayed. Okay, so Lisa has shared. Whip has shared. I'm trying to make sure it's nobody. Miss VA shared. N8 Native Souls shared. I like how you spelled that. That is cute. Bree shared. KM shared. Kia, that is cute. I like how you spelled that. Y'all are creative. She shared. Bree shared. Catrice shared. Thank y'all for the shares. You're doing what you're supposed to do. Okay, now you're Black, you're a woman, you're for-profit, you're a small business owner. and you follow this page. Take a minute to follow this page. Let's see the follows come in. Let's see who is following direction. So all we're doing right now, Dope Black Girl, is we're clicking the live. If you're a Black woman, clicking it 100 times. I can tell who's clicking because we're keeping up with the first three, top three tappers. Right now it's Asprey in first place. Wealthy Mel is in second place, and Kia is in third place. So don't tell me you tapped. TikTok tells me that you tapped. They are keeping record. I can see it. I'm watching the hearts. I'm reading who's followed, who's shared, and our top three taps. Okay. So if you're talking to me in the chat, you ain't tapping. You ain't following directions. Okay. So let's see. Princess followed. Hot Girl followed. Dope Black Girl followed. I see y'all. So far, so good. Chev followed. Catrice followed. KM followed. Lisa Dozier, or is it Dozier, followed. Kia followed. I appreciate you guys. Welcome. This is Black Women in Grants. My name is Dr. AJ Austin. I am founder of BlackWomenInGrants.com, where I help Black women, for-profit small business owners find, apply for, and win grants. I've won over $1 million in grants and grant-funded opportunities myself in my life. And in 2020, I came over to the professional space, specifically winning grants for my business. So now I'm in the multi-six figures of grant winning with grants and grant-funded opportunities and contests and giveaways and bursaries and sponsorships and partnerships. You name it, I've won it. And now I teach you how to do it. We have 600 plus women in our mentorship. You can click my profile here as you're liking the page. And in our description box, it'll tell you exactly how to come join us in our mentorship program called the Grant Game Mentorship Program, because grants are a game. You have to learn the rules of how to play this game, but you don't just want to play it. You want to win. If you want to win a grant, just put win in the chat real quick. Talk to me. Let me see who's here. Anybody looking to win grant funding? Because I've told you already that if you are Black, if you're a woman, if you're for profit, and if you're looking to start or sustain a business that you already have, you're in the right place. And so that's all we talk about here on this live. We don't talk nonprofit grants because we are not applying for nonprofit grants. We're not applying for federal funding. We're not applying for government grants. We're not applying for government contracts. As a matter of fact, nonprofits don't qualify to win the grants that we win. So we're in the for-profit space. So our money comes from foundations, corporations, organizations, and associations. Just to see who's listening, give me one of the four places I just shared that our money comes from. Let's see who will be the first person. Go. Wealthy Mel is in first place with the most taps, by the way. Just a Dope Black Girl is number 2, and Kia is number 3. Princess is a note taker, honey. She got it first. Corporations, that's 1. Foundation, says Kiki, number 2. Get it, Kiki. Where y'all at? I gave y'all 4. We got foundations, corporations. They all end with Asians. So what are the 4 places that I said our money comes from in the for-profit grant space? I'm trying to check for our note takers. If you will be honest that you weren't paying attention, just put repeat. Okay, we got associations. Lisa got us. So we're missing 1. Anybody want to confess that they weren't listening? It ain't Operations Golden. Don't guess if you're going to just throw stuff out there. Dope Black Girl says she wasn't even listening. So our money comes from foundations, organizations, associations, and corporations. So what was the one that we were missing? Princess got corporations. Kiki got foundations. Lisa got associations. And I want to give it to Kiki. I think she was first with the organizations. There we go. Did y'all get it? Put got it if you got it. If you still ain't listening, child, I don't know what to tell you. Welcome to Black Women in Grants. Y'all got it. Talk to me. I hope you got your notebook. I hope you got a pen and use something to drink because I'm gonna cough, my throat gets dry. I fight with my fan. Y'all gonna see all that tonight. So hang out with me. I hope you got a little time. I'm usually on here live with you on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I made it by the grace of God today because I sure wanted to just go take a nap. But listen, I'm here. That means I need you talking, engaging, keeping me awake, chatting about you and your business and grants. So let's do a quick recap. And my note takers, you've been here. Golden says I got it now. So now you got to listen, right? You know to keep up. Speaking of listening, y'all like my little ear cuff I found at the store today. She's so cute. Okay. So, what were the first things that I asked to help you know that if you answered these? I've only given 4 out of 8 so far. I'll give you a hint. I said if you're Black, you should tap your screen 100 times. What was the other one that I said? It's 4 of them. So we got Black. I'll give you that. What was the other one? Why are you tapping your screen? You're tapping your screen if you are Black. And what else? What was number 2? Let's see who'll be first to get this one. Woman. Lisa got it first. What else, Lisa? Help them out, girl. They need you. So you're Black, you're woman. You're tapping your screen. What was the other one? For profit. Amazing. Got it. Y'all saying the same answers now. Who else was listening? What my note takers? I thought y'all had your notebooks and your pens. So you're tapping your screen. If maybe y'all just joined us. So I'm going to restate. Small business. So you're Black, you're woman, you're for profit, small business owner. You're tapping. That means if you're tapping 100 times each, you got 400 taps. Wealthy Male is in first place with the most taps. Lisa is in second place. And Chev is in third place. All right. So we've tapped our screens, telling me you're Black, you're a woman, you're for profit. And then she said, slow down. I just got off my mind. Girl, my mind ain't minding either. So you better speed up. I feel like I'm going slow because I'm sleepy. So imagine if I had caffeine, child, we would have to come back for you later. But I get it. Well, your mind just ain't minded. Come on, minds. Okay. So if you're a Black, you're a woman, you're for profit, you're based in the United States, tap your screen. Tap your screen if you're here in the US. Now, you can live anywhere in the world, but your business has to be based in the United States to qualify for the grants that we win. So tap your screen. You don't have to tell me where you're from. Doesn't matter right now. Grants are global, but we win the grants in the US. Okay. We're tapping our screens. So you're tapping if you're Black, you're tapping if you're a woman, you're tapping if you're for profit, small business owner based in the United States. Tap your screen if you're over the age of 18. Don't put your age in this chat. Tell TikTok in taps. We're talking in taps, in code. Y'all know how we got to talk in code. So tap your screen, not just that you're over 18, but I need you to tap how many revolves around the sun you've had. How many birthdays have you had? Mine is coming up in November. I'm trying to decide what I want to do, if anything. But tap your screen. How many years have you been on Earth? Tap. Let's see the emojis. Talk to me in emojis on these. I love the sunshade ones. And every time you tap, TikTok like changes out the little emojis that float. I love it. Wealthy Male is holding down the first place spot for the most taps. Catrice is holding down spot number 2, and Princess is in third place with the most taps. All of you are following directions. Good job, ladies. Okay. So you're tapping if you're Black, you're tapping if you're a woman, you're tapping if you're for profit, you're tapping if you're based in the United States, and you're tapping if you're over the age of 18. Here's a getter. And I know we may have some questions about this, but I'm ready for you. So, do you own at least 51% of your business? Don't tell me in the chat, tell me in a tap. Tap how much of percentage you own of your business. If it's 100%, you better get to tapping. If it's 50%, you don't qualify, unfortunately, for the grants that we win. Grants are looking for 51% to 100% ownership in your business as a Black woman with a for-profit small business. So that means you need to be a founder of your company. 50-50 splits don't qualify. 51% to 100% qualifies for the grants that we win. So how much ever, if you own 51%, tap 51 times. If you own 100%, tap 100 times. It don't take long to do 100 taps. I do it on people's lives. So I know. I test this before I give it out to y'all to do, because I'm doing the same thing. So grants are looking for founders because they want to put one name on the check with your business name. They want one person to sign the contract, or what we call a memorandum of understanding, a MOU, or an affidavit. And what that is one person signing off on you agreeing to receive this money on behalf of your business because you're the boss. Founders sign contracts, they sign checks, they make the decisions, they talk to one person. That's what grants want. I don't know what you do if you're 50-50. I don't have any grants for you, but 51% to 100%, tap your screen. Also, if you're in an MLM, if you're a part of a franchise, if you're a part of a direct sales business, you don't qualify for the grants we win in the for-profit space, unfortunately, because you're not the official founder, the originator of that idea. Okay, we know you're the boss of your business and you have a bit, we get it, but grants don't. So just letting you know. So you're Black, you're tapping, you're a woman, you're for-profit, you're a small business owner, you're based in the United States, you're over the age of 18, and you own at least 51% of your business. Those are the 700 taps you should have out there right now. Vacants or vacants? Girl, put it in Hooked on Phonics style in the chat so I'll get the pronunciation right. Is at number 1. Les Entrepreneurs is number 1, holding down the most taps in first place. Number 2 is Wealthy Male, holding down the most taps. And then number 3 is Princess. We'll do Q&A in just a moment. So if you have a question, save it. I'll answer it in just a moment. I'm trying to see who follows directions because that's vital to you winning your first or next grant. The questions I'm asking you guys: are you Black? Are you a woman? Are you for-profit? Are you based in the United States, over the age of 18, own at least 51% of your business? I forgot what the other one was. But these are the eligibility requirements of every legit small business grant application. Y'all see what I did there? So what that means is you are telling me through taps that you know you're in the right place by being on this live. You know that you qualify, you're eligible to win a grant. Notice we haven't even talked about what type of business you have because it doesn't matter. Any business can win a grant. I've seen grants for graveyards, grants for mortuaries. That's the tongue twister. There are grants for pretty much anything you could think of. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that today as it relates to what you do in your business and how you can win a grant, regardless of what type of business it is, because many of you have more than one business. Okay. So you're tapping your screen, especially if you just joined us. Welcome. I'm Dr. AJ Austin, founder of BlackWomenInGrants.com, where I help Black women, for-profit small business owners find, apply for, and win grants. Now, the ladies in my mentorship, the last 18 that I've talked to, have won over almost $500,000 in grants. We'll be at $500,000 by December of this year. Some of them will pop on here and I'll call them out if I see them, or they'll call themselves out. They just come in and jump in the conversation because they know how this goes. And so if you want to we're looking for 2 more people to join us in the top 20 spots of our 600 plus women in the mentorship, winning hundreds of thousands and soon millions of dollars. Our highest grant winner so far, her name is Raven Duvernay. She did just what you're doing today. She joined us on the live. She asked me a question. I answered, and she has now won $100,710. She is a Black woman farmer in Baltimore. You want to know what Raven did that works for my mentorship? Just click my profile here and it'll take you to our description box here on our TikTok page. Just make sure you're on the right TikTok page. We are Black Women in Grants, all lowercase, all one word, no spaces, no capitalizations, no numbers, no special symbols. And if you click in our description box here on our TikTok page, we have 84,000 of you guys here so far. It'll take you to describe more about joining us in our mentorship program. Tonight, we have 2 scholarships available that'll let you in the mentorship. The mentorship is usually $997. There will be people on this live with me tonight who have paid way more than that. But you get to join us for $197 on tonight. And there's Klarna, there's Affirm, and there's Afterpay if you need payment arrangements on that $197. I'll go into more details coming up here tonight. And if you hang out with me to the end, there's a bonus. If you have more time than money right now, you want to be right here, answering questions, asking questions, engaging throughout the live, following directions. I have hundreds of videos right here on our TikTok page that you can go watch absolutely free. Any questions? Shouldn't be. But if you're serious about grants, like you've been hearing about them, you've been curious about them, you've been interested in learning more about them, but more importantly, you've been like, how can I win them? And can somebody help me? No, I won't do the work for you, but I promise to teach you everything that I know. As a matter of fact, I've written 4 books. I just spent the last 30 days writing this book right here called Ask. It's our 3-part formula. ASK, align, story, and know. And it walks you through exactly how I'm winning at $50,000 plus levels of grants, if you're ready for that. It just depends on how much grant funding you need. I wrote another book for the newbies to the game that don't know much about grants. It's called Finding Funding. And it talks all about what grants are, what they're not, what you need to be applying to for your business based on where you are in your business. And then taking your business through the process of knowing that you're on the right track, applying for the right grants. Because if you've ever tried to apply for a grant before and you never received it yet, or you haven't received one yet, you're probably applying for the wrong grant. If you're hearing an echo, you probably need to go out and come back in and then let me know if you still hear it, okay? And then this is a book called Black Women in Grants, the success stories of the last 10 ladies in my mentorship that I interviewed that have won that $500,000 in funding. They're telling you how they won, why they won, and what they advise you to do to follow in their footsteps. And then one more, we got more coming, but this is the Grant Game. This is my signature mentorship program where I break down grant application mentorship for entrepreneurs. It's the game that I teach you how to play. Grants are a game. There are winners and there are lessons to learn. And so if you really are serious about winning grants, you're in the right place. And again, you can click the profile picture here and go read what's in our description, and it'll take you exactly to where you need to be to find out more about joining us in the mentorship, claiming one of the scholarships tonight. Oh, and by the way, if you join first during tonight's live, there's a bonus in it for you. I'll tell you about it in a minute. Right above my head, I can't say it out loud, but if y'all read in between the lines, what you can't, you know that leads you somewhere when you add something to the end, that little period and then COM. It'll take you to where you need to be as well. So it's 2 ways to get to where you need to be to find out about the mentorship program. And then if you have questions, I'm happy to answer those. But I got questions for you guys. So you told me you're Black. I see y'all still tapping the screen because you're Black. You're tapping, right? You're a woman. You're tapping your screen. You're for profit. You're tapping your screen. You're a small business owner. You're tapping your screen. Even if your business isn't launched, you are based in the United States. You're tapping your screen. You're over the age of 18. You're tapping your screen in the number of years you've been around the sun, how many birthdays you've had. And you own at least 51% of your business. I think I lost count, but those are the taps. Right now, Wealthy Male is in first place with the most taps. Chev 23 is in second place. And then Princess is in third place. In the chat, tell me, what is your business? What do you do? Put it in the chat. Don't just tell me your title because I don't want to guess and try to fill in the blanks of what I think that is. Tell me what you do in your business. Tell me what you do in the business that you want to win a grant for. In the business, you could see yourself winning a grant, getting help to either start this business because it's not started yet, helping get it launched and started up, or to sustain the business that you already have using other people's money. Tell me about that business. What do you do? Tiff says she delivers medical supplies. Kim does real estate. Breathing says create visual art to bring business more revenue. Kiki has a dessert business specializing in cheesecake. Miss T has home health. Kayesh or Keish has a cleaning business. Kira or Kyra has a bookstore with study room selling candles and blankets, combs with specialized bundles for new moms. Who else wants to tell me about their business? Talk to me. That's it? It's 37 of y'all here. 5 of y'all told me about your business. So in the chat, tell me, what do you do? What is your business? Everybody else, I'm assuming, are bots in here. We do have bots. There are scammers in here too. So if y'all are getting messages in your inbox, even if they're saying they're me, even if they're guaranteeing you can win a grant, it's not me, babes. You're about to get scammed. So be careful. There are also people on here that come and try to just ear hustle, see what they can hear and go repeat. So y'all be careful. Hey, Vicky. Welcome, girl. I'm trying to give y'all a chance. Okay, TikTok and these comments. So I won't be here long tonight, so y'all gotta talk quick. Sedona says distributor business, trying to launch. What do you distribute, Sedona? Chev is starting a Caribbean food truck. I love it. I saw one of those parked outside of the hospital here in Atlanta once. I was like, that is a great place to be. Princess says, I haven't started a business yet, but would like to have a business of my own. Princess, what kind of business would you start? Kim does rentals. What kind of rentals, Kim? Shakita says, I don't have one. I'm interested. Oh, you're interested. Shakita, what kind of business would you start? KWI or Qui says, I have a home healthcare business. Kira says, I haven't officially opened, but I'm working on it. Hey, Daughters of Destiny. Right now, Miss T2 Sweet, y'all are telling me what you do. I'm asking the questions here. Patty says child care. Princess says home health. Sedona says we were doing bags, shoes, and jewelry. Okay. I still feel like out of 41 people, that's not enough of you guys telling me about what you do. So this is Black Women in Grants. We talk all things grants for Black women, for profit, small business owners. That's it. That's all we talk. So if you have a business or you want to own a business, you're in the right place. Anything else? I don't know what to tell you. So welcome. So in the chat, tell me what you do. Not just the name of your company. You don't need to share your website. You don't need to be trying to connect with people trying to sell nothing, child. This ain't this type of life. Just tell me what you do. The reason I ask what you do, because that's the second most frequently asked question on a grant application. Remember, we just went through the qualifications for you to know that you qualify for a grant as a for-profit. You're Black, you're a woman, you're for-profit, you're based in the United States, over the age of 18, own at least 51% of your business. That's the first question. That's called an eligibility requirement. Y'all, if you're still tapping, you're telling me you know that you meet those requirements. If you're tapping your screen, you're saying, yeah, I meet those. And then a grant is going to say, describe your business. And a description is like, 5'5" with brown eyes, smile like the sunrise. Not, oh, she was a Black woman and she was a little bit short. Y'all see what I'm saying? So there, y'all know that song. Don't act like I'm the only one sharing my age. But that's what a grant wants. They want a description of what you do. They don't want your title. They don't want your website. They don't want you trying to sell them because they're not going to buy nothing from you. So they want you to describe what you do. That's the second question. So technically, we're filling out a small business grant application. Y'all see how this works? So don't come here asking me, is it a grant for your business? Girl, I don't even know what you do. Answer the questions, babes. So 2 grant check writers that have written me checks, and one is about to write me one soon, have told me the reason that Black women are not winning their grants is because they're not following directions. So the direction on the table right now is to describe what you do. That's it. And if you can't describe what you do, you may not be ready to win a grant. Okay? You can get mad. It's okay. I hold space for that as well. Hello, Tay Nika Sands Hendricks. So Tay is a swim instructor in New York. She helps little black and brown kids learn how to swim. She is the queen of drowning prevention. She trains and certifies lifeguards, and as of today, she's won over $35,500 in small business grants, and contests, and giveaways, and partnerships and sponsorships. Tay is winning. Want to be like Tay? Either go right here or go up here, click it, and follow the description on our page right here on TikTok. And so, all we're doing right now, Godzilla, is describing what you do. And then you'll be the judge of whether I can help you or not. Because I have walked y'all through what to do, but y'all still trying to do what you want to do, child. So you might not be ready for it, but I don't know. Sedona says, congratulations. Tay says, thank you. Shawnee says, retail clothing geared toward ASD, ADHD youth using heavier fabric and compression fabrics. How cool is that? Okay, so all we're talking about in the chat is what you do. I'm trying to see how many of you guys would actually make it through a small business grant application. Now, there are 27 common, frequently asked questions on grant applications. These are just like the top 2 we've gone through so far. Princess says, hold on, Princess. It's making me scroll, girl. I help critical and geriatric patients. I love it. In the chat, tell me. I just forgot what I was going to ask. What do you do? Oh, what do you need a grant for? What do you need a grant for? Little Miss Petite says, I'm a creative director looking to open a boutique creative agency. I have to switch between screens here on TikTok. Whitney says, I make delicious, mouth-watering desserts. Florida says, homemaker and companion. Kiki specializing in cheesecake for special events, operating out of a commercial kitchen. Brittany in Virginia is in our mentorship program. She was one of our scholarship winners. By the way, information on getting the mentorship access for the scholarship price of $197. That's what you can find when you click on our profile picture here. Go through the description box, and it'll take you exactly where you need to be to learn about working with me as your mentor to help you win these grants like Tay is doing and like Brittany is doing. Brittany is in Virginia. She just opened. She's like doing the groundbreaking ceremony for her commercial kitchen in Virginia. She joined our mentorship because a lot of people ask how long does it take to win a grant. If you're trying to win on your own, it could take, like it took me, up to 5 years. It didn't take me 5 years to win my first grant because I came from the grant winning background. But it took me 5 years to get here with all the knowledge I have, having won now over multiple 6 figures in business funding. All of my other grant winnings was in my personal life, from one of the cars I drive today, free housing, free medical, free food, free debt forgiven, free college education. I've done it all. Some in the for-profit space now for professional businesses. And so we're now over 6 figures in winning. And this is a whole nother space because you're dealing with businesses, which is a whole nother entity. And so it's a lot of fun. So if you got 5 years of sacrifice to learn this, hey, I can't stop you. See you in 2030. But if you want my help, I invite you to come join us in our mentorship program. Let's see. So you're telling me in the chat what you could use a grant for. Florida Baby says homemaker and companion. Love it. Kiki's, we read Kiki's. Patty says expansion and renovations. What are you expanding? What are you renovating? Shawnee says to scale business. What does business scaling look like, Shawnee? Increase inventory and improve marketing. What kind of marketing? Let me know. Social media marketing, Google marketing, Facebook marketing, TikTok marketing. Like, what kind of marketing? A&R says launch a specialized transportation business. Love it. Kiki says I need a grant to scale business. What does scaling look like for you, Kiki? Let me know. End goal is to have a brick and mortar. Got it. Kim says funding repair for rental property, storm damage, and insurance dispute coverage of all claims. That sounds more personal than business unless it was a business property. I'm gonna put it like that. Whitney says, I need grants to help with marketing. What kind of marketing, Whitney? Packaging and save to bake. What does that mean? Oh, space to bake. Space to bake. Karen, where is Karen? I think she's in the Carolinas. She signed her contract on her commercial kitchen space. She's a seasonal baker. And so in season, she bakes and takes it to the festivals and farmers markets. And then out of season, she cooks for homeless kitchens and helping to support her community. So it's a great cause. Chef says to purchase food truck along with inventory. Got it. Hey, re-up queens. Anybody else want to tell me what you need a grant for? So far, it don't sound like y'all really need grants. It sounds like y'all on here being nosy. Let me click and see who on here. Hold on. Somebody taught me how to do this, and I already now forgot. Okay. Ooh, there we go. Okay, so Wealthy Mel is holding down the number one spot with the most taps. Chev is at number 2. Catrice is at number 3. And then it goes all the way down to all 56 of y'all. Let me see if anybody's on here that I know that don't think I know they on here. Let me see who on here being nosy. Even on your fake scam accounts. I know who you are. Okay. Y'all keep talking. I'm just being nosy. There we go. Showing the top 99 viewers. Got it. Okay. I see y'all. All right. Okay. Back to it then, says Chit. Hold on. I need a grant to get my company. Ty, you being nosy, Ty? Hey, Doc. Welcome. Hold on. Okay. Princess says, I need a grant for renting a space for home health care. Is it deal? I need a grant as starter funds to help with admin support. That's specific. What kind of admin support? Like, what would they be doing? Like, is it a virtual administrator or what? Digital marketing. What kind of digital marketing? And launching my brand. What does that mean? Doc says I need more startup capital. What are we starting up? What is that capital going towards? So grants are not going to give you money just to sit in your bank account. Some people want it as operating capital or like cushion in case of emergencies. Grants want to know that you're working towards something, you're working on something. And so you have like a project, especially if it's something to help uplift your local community. So we're going to talk about that in just a minute because that's the secret to winning these grants. Patty says expanding to a new and bigger facility. So tell me about new and bigger. Is new like from the ground up? Is new like newly renovated? And then what's bigger? Are you going from 500 to 1,500 square feet? Like, tell me more about that. And renovation to meet fire and safety. Yeah, what are those? Because if you're meeting fire and safety accommodations, I know they have specifics. So what are those numbers? Grants love numbers. Or as I heard one of my grant coaching colleagues say, they love quantifiable numbers. So give them a number. Whitney says, no, we need the grant. So Whitney, tell me what I'm asking, okay? I'm happy to help. Miss C. Haynes says, I need a grant to get my company back on the road as far as getting a semi-truck on the road, okay? And what are you carrying in the semi-trucks? I'm super nosy. I want to know. Shawnee says scaling to increase revenue. Everybody on here, Shawnee, is scaling to increase revenue. So if you put that on your grant application, it's not going to stand out. So tell me more. What does that mean? Are you going from $10,000 to $100,000 in the next 30 days? That's scaling. That's putting a number to scaling versus like kind of leaving it up in the air for them to fill in the blank. We don't know what scaling looks like for your business. Only you know, but you have to like write it out, describe it. You said can't increase output without more inventory and a stronger online presence. What does a stronger online presence mean? Are you rebranding, making your website more e-commerce friendly? Like, what does that mean for you? Queen says she on here being nosy, y'all. Shawnee says also the ability to do in-person pop-up. Sedona says I need grants to purchase products. Give me some, list out the products you want to use a grant to purchase, Shawnee. I'm gonna give y'all an example in a minute. Bye, Re-Up. Have a good class. Y'all be telling me y'all leaving, but you really are still on here listening and being nosy. I know you're still here. I ain't stunning you. Britty says I need a grant for start loan. Grants are not loans. Grants are free money. You don't have to pay it back. It's not based on your credit. Um, they don't check your criminal history. You don't have to have collateral for your business. You don't have to have a co-signer. Grants are not loans. They're also not guaranteed. So that's why many of you are having problems with finding grants, applying for grants, and winning them because you're going in either A, with the mindset of they owe you something, or B, some of y'all have fell for the okie doke and tried to pay somebody to do this for you and they still can't win a grant for you because grants are not guaranteed if you pay somebody. So you might as well invest in yourself and learning this for yourself. Hello, Alicia Harris. How are you, my dear? You said, see, I thought you were just being nosy, but you're trying to get us. I'm trying to get y'all more than thinking. I'm trying to get y'all to winning. But honey, some of these answers concern me. I ain't saying that yet, though. I'm being nice. Says yes. Deal says yes. Is it Deal or DYL? Miss Lassiter. Yes, virtual admin support to manage my FBIG. And launch my e-course on the methodology I created. So that's actually two different jobs. So your virtual admin launching your FBIG, that's a social media manager. They make what they make. And then a virtual admin that can help you launch your e-course, they will make what they make. So how much would you need to pay these two people to do those two separate jobs? Let's talk numbers now. Y'all put it in the chat. Based on what you told me you need a grant for, put a number on it and don't just guess. Grants don't like guesses. I listened today. I heard that some grants have budget committees where if you just throw in a random number out there, they can pick up on that. They're going to go do their own research. They're going to say, it don't take that much to do this, and this, what she's saying. And that disqualifies you because they can tell you're guessing. But if you have done your research and you're like, it's going to take $50K to hire a virtual assistant for 10 hours a week, they can tell you've done your number. Because a lot of people on these grant applications are coming up with just random stuff, or you're trying to throw stuff in a chat GPT and chat be lying, honey. Chat will throw you under the bus and be like, I don't even know what you're talking about. We don't have no record of that conversation. Listen, be careful. So, Tiff says, purchase medical supplies for her customers. Okay. Like what, Tiff? What kind of medical supplies you purchasing? Let me know. And y'all can put in how much you need for a grant. Put your dollar signs, put your commas, put your zeros, put your decimal points. Queenly says curricula. I like that word. Program books for the program. She needs program books for the programs. Okay. A&R, thank you for your honesty. Said this is my first time looking into a grant. Welcome, girl. It's crazy over here. So Donna wants to purchase handbags, shoes, jewelry, household items. Household items. Donna, I'm gonna give you a nickname. What you doing with household items? Okay, so Pat, there you go. Look at Patty with her numbers. Get it, Patty. 1,500 to 3,500. There we go. Square feet. Already existing with get it, sprinkler. Okay, sprinkler. An up-to-date central system, and that word I don't know what it means. Egress. That fire department know though. That's all that matters. But that's what you tell a grant because we don't know. Miss Hayes said, we would carry general merchandise. I don't know what that is. Is that like the filling station? That's what we call it in the country. Like Quick Trip, Chevron. We don't know. Tay, that number done went up. That scared me a little bit. Wait a minute. Tay said she needs 500. Wow. Quinny says she needs about 7,500 to start. Now, when I'm asking y'all these questions. This is from a grant application. If you're applying for a grant for a specific amount, and they're like, how much would you like us to write on this check? And you're like, you can't write that on a check, babes. Pick a number. And not just randomly out the sky. Pick the number that you came up with based on what you just told me you need a grant for. Some of y'all lying. I'm going to just say that. Shawnee says 15,000. Chev says 150,000. Chev, are you a woman? Click on this page. Everybody on okay, my bad, Chef. I thought you were sitting there with like a fishing hat. All I see is I see a white shirt and gold, and I thought that was a fishing hat. I'm like, don't be on here, don't be no man on here in your fishing hat star and stuff. My bad, Chef. No offense, girl. I can't see none of this stuff. I just see y'all's names, okay? So I had to click on them to be nosy. Okay, back at it then. It's like, wait a minute now. Okay, Chef needs 150,000. Tay says I need to buy that. Tay, what? It was 300. Did the pool price go up? I'll just say it. I love it, but woo, girl. Tia says 25,000 startup. Patty says 185K. Got it. Is that Brooklyn Reigns? Thank you for sharing the live. Appreciate you, and thank y'all for 72K likes. I think we're gonna hit at least 100,000 taps tonight. I don't know. Some of y'all done slowed down on them taps, but we're gonna keep going. Miss T says she could use about 15,000. Okay, Tiff is buying medical beds, walkers, wheelchairs, pads. What's a chuck pad? I'm scared to ask because you're in the medical field, but don't worry about it. I can feel it. I can look it up later. Pampers, etc. Got it. Thank you. Breathing. They can't write 15 to 20K on that check, babes. Pick a number. That's a big range. Have y'all ever written a check? I know you've received a check. Did it have a range? Was it crispy? Was it creamy? Or did it just have the exact number that you finna go cash it for? Miss Sway says, I want a house to care for seniors that can no longer live alone. Is that possible? You tell me. I've never done that before. Let me know, Miss Sway. What you think? Like, I don't know. I really don't know. Princess says $20,000. Thank you, Princess. You followed directions. She got her dollar sign. She got her commas. She got her zeros. My bad, livers. I clicked this off. Hold on. It might have erased the comments. Oh, there we go. We're back. Wait a minute, child. I messed this up. Miss C. Okay, food supplies, things, semi-trucks, pick up and deliver. Thank you, Chev, for understanding that I cannot see y'all stuff. Queen says curriculum books, 3,700. Okay, Queen. Keish says 100,000. Office supplies, 300, says Queen Lee. Bed pads. Thank you, girl. Real estate acquisition. What are you acquisitioning real estate for, Gina Harrison? Thank you, Breathing, for choosing a number. Tiffany says 15,000 starter. Gianna, that looks right, says 200,000. Deal says 30K. My double A specializes in social media management. Okay. So you better be paying more than 30K. If she doing 2 jobs, Deal lasted her. You better be paying more than $30,000 to do. Deal. Especially when it's other people's money. Put OPM in the chat if you can use other people's money to make all this happen. To get that check with that amount specifically written out to your business to do what you told me you want to do with your business. Let me see OPM in the chat. That stands for other people's money, especially if you tad a pen out of pocket. Gianna says buying properties to add to existing real estate portfolio. Okay, so we're going to dive into why you need more to that vision, okay? Okay, only 5 of y'all out of 44 need other people money. So I'm about to start kicking everybody else out. Hold on 1 second. Let me get my list pulled. Somebody got scared. I just wanted to scare y'all real quick. Okay, she said, I'm glad we paid her 50K with other people's money. Let's take a moment and like the live. If this is helping so far, if you're starting to see how grant applications work, instead of coming in here like, is it a grant for my business? Can I win a grant for my business? Do you know if there ain't a grant for my... Just like the live, child. Tell me you're learning you something. So even if I never see you again, you're walking away with a little understanding of how grants work. You got to know that you, number one, qualify for grants. The grants that we qualify for in our mentorship over at blackwomeningrants.com, they're in the for-profit space. They're based on you being a Black woman with a for-profit small business who knows how to fill out these applications yourself. You do not need a grant writer. That's for nonprofits, okay? I heard a girl say today it took her 60 hours to apply for a grant. Child, you could keep it. It take me less than 60 minutes to win this money. So let's talk about how we're winning. Yeah. Put secret in the chat if you want to know the secret. I'm going to tell y'all, based on the answers I've seen y'all put on here, I'm going to share this quick secret with you guys. And it's our secret to winning grants in my mentorship program. There is a scholarship to come join us tonight. You can click the link in my profile here. I'm assuming it is on that side of y'all's. It could be over here because my camera. But yeah, click it. Go through the profile. TikTok wants you to go through their profile, and it'll take you to learn more about the mentorship. Okay. The number one secret to winning grants is social impact. Put social impact in the chat. Social impact. 2 words. 1 meaning. Put it in the chat. Where are my note takers? Okay. Social impact is all about what you're doing for your community. So if I asked everyone here, and I'm just going to sit and read y'all's answers, what have you done for your community lately? Just out of the kindness of your heart to help. Put it in the chat. What have you done? And don't be making up that because Jesus know where you live. I'm going to just send him to your address, knock on the doors of your heart. He can get in the house. You ain't got to open that. But he going to knock on your heart when you in deep, good sleep and be like, come on, let's talk. You know, lie to these folks on this social media. Let's talk. Don't be lying. Cash says, did you feed the homeless? Oh, you said, I feed the homeless. Okay. Angelique says, educate counsel. What does that mean? Tay says, she did a free swim clinic and she sent me pictures, so I know it happened. Where y'all at? Y'all quiet to be wanting between $15,000 and $20,000, but ain't helping nobody. Where y'all at? Helpers, come on, servants of the Lord. Gather and share resources for autism moms that can't work. I can't see this. That can't work and are for Ed to be. Okay, I'm gonna assume. I think I know what you meant. Good job, Shawnee. Nicole says she fed the homeless for the holidays. The holidays was 9 months ago. What them people done ate since then? Who is this? I'm gonna try to make you do a guilt trip. Nicole Lynn. A&R says raise funding and volunteer annually. MS, do that mean Mississippi or multiple sclerosis? What is MS for? Kyra says, Kyra B. Advice to the younger generation when they come through my job. That's how you give it back. Okay. Hey. Shev says, thank you, Shev. I feel like your answer is one of the top honest answers. I ain't saying everybody else, but thank you. She says, I haven't done anything, but I plan on. I like how you put that. Feeding the homeless. Y'all got my bronchitis acting up over here. So I plan on feeding the homeless once my food food truck is in operation. That part. That's how you do that. Okay. We call that, I'm sorry. I'm trying not to laugh, but it's funny based on these other answers because that's what we call a projection. Okay. Grants, even if you're not doing the work yet or you're not making the money yet, you're projecting into the future. When I get up and running in 6 months, in 3 months, in 9 months, in 12 months, here's what I see myself being able to do when I win a grant. What Mama Joyce say? So that's what you need to be telling them. Even if you haven't done the work, here's what you plan to do when they give you this OPM, other people money. I like it. Love it. Gianna says she gives to the homeless. Who is it about? I'm trying my best. Nicole. Love it. Volunteer at churches as education teacher. That counts. That absolutely counts. And PhD social worker who offers free consultations. Okay. Tia says, sadly, not too much, but I do buy the homeless food. TJ? What's the TJ mean? Y'all, this is not a guilt trip. This is insight into how to win a grant. So let's flip it and reverse it. Imagine if you took the heart to serve, help the hood is what I call it. Everybody lives in the hood if you live in a neighborhood. If you got a roof over your head, even if it's just barely hanging on, you live in a hood. You live in a neighborhood. So, you said, how do I like to live? Tap your screen and hearts will start fluttering. You'll be like, this good. Like, that's what that means. Just tap your screen. That's what all the hearts you see fluttering on your screen. What was I saying? I don't even know. So this is the secret to winning grants. Helping the hood. You live in the hood if you got a roof over your head. Now, take that with what you told me you do in your business. Whether you want to buy real estate, get a larger space, buy your food truck, get new inventory. I'm trying to remember everything y'all said. How can you combine that with helping your hood? Think through that real quick and put your answer in the chat. How can you take what you already do in your business plus what you either have done in the past for your hood, your community, or what you plan to do? How can we marry the two? Keep in mind these general populations: the elderly, youth, students, immigrants, veterans, LGBTQIA, disabled, low income, underserved, underrepresented, formerly incarcerated, rural populations. I know that's a lot, but if you heard something and it jumped out at you, how can you combine that with what you do in your business? Put that in the chat. That's called your social impact, social purpose, community impact. It has different names. Grants recognize them all. But this is your key, your secret to winning your first or next grant easily. It's how you stand out on small business grant applications. It's how you win grants, not just apply for them, not just hop on the live and be like, is there a grant? There is a grant. Is somebody about to get it? Because you on here asking, is there a grant? And can I do the work for you? But somebody out there is actually putting into work what I'm telling them to go do, and they're winning your money. That's how it works. What y'all got? If you're new here, welcome. My name is Dr. AJ Austin, founder of BlackWomenInGrants.com, where I help Black women, for-profit, small business owners find, apply for, and win grants. That's what we talk about here on this live. And I'm excited to answer y'all's questions coming up soon. So talk to me in the chat about how you're taking what you're currently doing in your business, Black woman, and how you're helping your hood. Tia says currently starting in trucking industry, but I definitely can do meals on wheels to feed the needy. I like it, Tia. Tiffy says, I deliver to elders that's not able to get out and get these supplies themselves. I like it, Tia. Shawnee says they go hand in hand already. Remind me, Shawnee, what goes hand in hand? Angelique says affordable services. Tell me about the affordable services, Angelique. What are they specifically? Tiff says, I actually have started my business. I deliver supplies for Medicaid, but I buy them out of pocket. Shawnee says, a lot of parents don't know how much help there is, especially in California. Same with grants. I'm trying to lead y'all to the money, but some of y'all just done ran off the path, the beaten path. You're in the woods. I ain't coming in the woods. Y'all better get back on this path. Okay. Provide A&R says provide free services. Now remind me of what services A&R for people who can't afford transportation. Okay. Transportation and subscriptions for free delivery. Like it. Keish says, I plan to use the money from my cleaning business to buy a building to house veterans. Okay. And what are you doing in the meantime? I know that can be a great, like, bigger overarching goal, a bigger goal. Like Tay has a $500,000 goal, but right now she's winning 5,000 at a time here, 8,000 here, 10,000 here. And in the meantime, she's still teaching little Black and brown kids how to swim in New York. She's still training and certifying lifeguards and swim instructors. You get it? So in the meantime, in between time, what else are y'all doing? Autism is prevalent in one. I'm sorry, it's my eyes crossing in my brain, not brain. We established that earlier. Okay, clothing that soothe, calm, reduce the irritation, also support inclusivity. Okay. So out of 32 of y'all who told me what you do, you told me how much in grant money you need, and you told me what you're going to do with the grant money. This is an example of what to also add. So I advise my mentees to set aside 5 to 10% to give back. It doesn't have to be in money. It could be in time. You can send your team members to do it. You can write it into something you got planned for the future. For example, in November, I'm hosting an event online and or live here in Atlanta. I get word on that in the next few days. And the first person that joins us in our mentorship tonight, by clicking through our description here on TikTok, it's going to take you to where you need to be to sign up to join our mentorship. It's going to share with you the scholarship price of the $197. It comes with a free bonus ticket to join me at my event, either live here in Atlanta or online in November. That's my give back. Google is our sponsor because I'm giving back. Y'all see how this works? So you're going to take what you already do in your business. I already teach grants. You're going to take 5 to 10% of what you win in a grant, or at least this is a discussion you have. It's not a subscription here on TikTok. No, you can subscribe. That's between you and TikTok. They keep like 50% of whatever the subscription is. But my mentorship program is over on, it's click the description in our, click the profile, see the description, and the links will take you. The links are linking. It'll take you to where you need to be to register, to sign up, to join us in our mentorship. The mentorship is $197 one-time payment. It's a 6-month long program. It doesn't take 6 months to go through the program. You can finish it in 24 hours, and you'll be on your way to winning your first or next grant. Tia says, I love that idea. Thank you, Tia. I'm assuming you were talking to me. I'm going to take it. If not. El Faye says offer free music, dance, art, sports, self-defense at childcare facility. Have them. Why is that whole sentence backwards? I know I'm sleepy, but Okay. Kira says, I have a business plan, a rough draft for the store. You don't necessarily need a business plan to apply for or win a grant. They may ask you for portions of your plan, like how do you market what you do? How do you tell other people about what you do? They may ask you, how do you make sales or how will you make sales in your business? They will definitely, just put my hand in my lip gloss. They will ask you to talk about the people that you serve through your business. They will just go through what we just went through, ask you to describe your business. They're going to ask you about your social impact, or at least your plans for social impact. And then they're going to talk through like what you're going to do with the money. Everything we've been walking through on this live. So don't let, and yeah, you don't let a need for a business plan, or you feeling like or believing or thinking you need a business plan before you apply for a grant. Don't let that hold you back. Okay. Thank you, Technica Sans Hendrix. TikTok won't let me say it out loud. I got a strike the other day, so no, I can't pin it. No, I can't say it. You said you need a business plan before starting a. I mean, some people would think so, but not necessarily true. Um, it depends on what the business is. Business plans are for traditional funding. So yes, if you're going to walk into a bank and apply for a loan, take time to do a business plan. But if you're trying to win a grant, you do not need a business plan. Um, and then many, that's what I was going to talk about. I forgot. So thank you, Tasha, for bringing it up. I like how you spell your name, by the way. My sister is Tasha. So there are programs called grant funded opportunities, and it's where these corporations, foundations, organizations, and associations have taken what's known as community service. I always forget it. Community service funds, or they may call it like philanthropic endeavors, their give back, their outreach, their social impact. And so, what that means is they also are paying for our education. So, the statistic of 300,000 Black women worldwide losing their jobs, being let go, being laid off, means that some of them are going to come into the entrepreneur space, your space. They're going to end up in your same businesses doing exactly what you do. But when those Black women come to my world and learn about grants that they don't have to pay out of pocket, they don't need a loan. Majority of minorities will never be approved for loans, and they find out about grants. They're coming for your money without a plan. And so what they're going to do then is take my advice to start applying for grants through what we call incubators and accelerators. These are the business training and development programs that grants have already funded. These corporations have funded. I just finished a 13-week program funded by Goldman Sachs. I'm in a program now funded by Google. Got another program coming up funded by some other banking and investment firms. And so this is where they spend 12 weeks, 16 weeks, a year training you on the fundamentals of business, coaching you through sections of your business plan. One lady shared something so genius with me at the top of this week in our program, blew me away. I'm still thinking about it, still stuck with what business plans are now. It ain't even what you think. It's better. But I wouldn't have known that without the funding behind the program that I'm in, funded by Google, and learning this information. And now you ain't gonna be able to tell my mentees, Nathania, they coming for your money. So I share that because I don't want you to get stuck on, I need a business plan, I need an LLC. You do not need your articles of incorporation to apply for and win a grant. A business plan is nothing to come up with, but it's also not anything you want to let stop you from applying for this funding that I can tell you where to go right now. Which, by the way, if you got more time than money, let's say you're like, I can't invest yet, blah, blah, blah. You can go to Google, type in grants, see what pops up. Lists of grants will pop up. Just be careful. They're not all legit. There are scams in this grant space. There are scammers on this live with us right now. They think I don't know who they are, but I'm very discerning and I serve Jesus. He knows where you sleep at night. So I see you. watching. So y'all be careful. No grant is in your social media inboxes guaranteeing you they can help you win money. No grant. If someone is saying I can guarantee you a win, they about to take you for everything you got. Even if you ain't got nothing, they want that too, okay? They DM'd you? Yeah. And then they don't know who my people are. They don't know y'all come and tell me. So y'all be careful. Right, Shawnee. Shawnee's like, they're also not asking to help you. I ain't no here asking to help you either. I'm like, hey, click the link. Go through the description on our TikTok page. It's going to take you to a program I've already designed to walk you through. Let's talk about that. By Facebook, I need my little tablet to show y'all this. But Deal says, love this. This is truth that a lot of people will not tell you. Many people will take your money under the guise of them claiming to be able to help you, but be careful. I like learning from people who have done whatever they're teaching for themselves successfully. The only reason I can sit here and be real with y'all is because I've been through hell and back in this grant space. Tay has been a part of some of that. She's witnessed, like, wait a minute now. You all right, girl? So it ain't all roses, right? And so you want to be careful with who you're learning from. A lot of this information that I've seen on these socials is stolen knowledge, stuff people heard through the grapevine. Now they're trying to remix it and make it sound good. But if you're not in it, you can only go so deep with what happens on the other side of applying for grants. Shakita says, sorry for the delay response. I'm actively working at Hartsfield. You are talking, but I am listening. Hi, Hartsfield. How are you? Shakita, have you been on here with us before? I feel like I've talked to someone who worked at the airport before. So let me go to where I was going. I can't say it out loud, so y'all need to follow along with me, okay? TikTok is watching. But when you click on my profile, wherever you see that little pink picture that says Black Women in Grants, if you click on it, it's going to take you to our TikTok page. We have over 87,000 of you guys here. So just make sure you're on the right page because there are scam pages as well. Okay, be careful. We got 84,000 of y'all here. And so what that's going to do, okay, it's your first time. I've talked to somebody that work at the airport as well. So thank you for listening. And Black Women in Grant, I'm in Atlanta. Y'all are everywhere. About a year ago, I had to go to the hospital and one of my nurses was in my mentorship program. She was like, what you doing here? So we are deep, y'all. It's 600 plus of us. Here's one. She's on the live with us right now. Her name is Taynika Sands Hendricks. And that's our swim instructor in New York, teaching little Black and brown kids how to swim. She flew here to Atlanta with me to do a photo shoot earlier this year. She's coming back at some point this year too. So we had a ball doing our photo shoot. She's won over $35,000 in grants. This is Ashley Rankin in the picture with us. She owns the organic skincare line. She's won over $42,000 in grants and grant funded opportunities. I swallow. I'm trying to make it small again. This is hard to do backwards with one hand or two fingers. Okay. So when you get to this page by clicking through our profile here on TikTok on the Black Women in Grants page, it's going to tell you about the two options for us to work together. Get me as your mentor. This is Grant Prep Academy. If you need somebody like me to hold your hands, kick you in the pants, push you, I'm trying to think of stuff people have said that I've done to them. They call me Mike Tyson of the industry, Harriet Tubman. I be beating people up, then come back and get them. I guess that's how that flows. But they're winning grants. That's the important part. Don't touch nobody, okay? So that's our hand holding option. That's our monthly membership called Grant Prep Academy. We meet twice a month, live online on Zoom, and you get my help winning. Now, people in my membership win the most money the fastest. So if you're like, okay, I'm willing to learn this information, but I need it quick. Not out of financial desperation, though. Never apply for a grant because you're broke or you're going bankrupt or you're about to close your business doors forever. Grants are not quick. The only way you keep grant money coming in consistently is if you're applying consistently. That's the secret weapon, but you got to make sure your application is getting better every time you apply. But no grant is just here to be your financial savior, your financial sugar daddy, or dig you out of a hole of debt. Okay? Just got to let you know that. Some of y'all don't know. But anyway, we talk about that on our monthly mentorship, our membership program. We're about to dive into the business plan side of this coming up soon. I'm not doing business plans, but I'm going to teach you where they do fit in the grant space. So, anyway, 197 is our 6-month mentorship program. Now, this is for those of you who are great at holding yourself accountable. You're independent studiers. You like to learn at your leisure. You don't want to wait on a class on a certain date. You can just click here to learn more. This is our 6-month mentorship program called the Grant Game. Grant application mentorship for entrepreneurs. So I coach you through the grant application process. This is Brittany in Virginia with the Commercial Kitchen co-work space winning her first $15,000 check 90 days into the mentorship program. So she's about to break ground on her commercial kitchen, or not break ground, but do a ribbon cutting. My bad. The kitchen was already there. She was able to pay to get it revitalized, and now they're about to do the ribbon cutting and reopen it. So these are the ways we can work together. If you just want to read my books, that's an option as well. Just look for the Grant ebook bundle. All 3 of those are on this page, okay? So again, click, you can go either here using these letters right above my head. Put that in your Bapurda browser. That's what my little niece used to call computers. Or you could just click the profile link for Black Women in Grants on TikTok. The first person to join us in the mentorship tonight gets that free ticket to my event here in Atlanta or online in November. And a bonus call with me. 60 minutes to sit on the phone and tell me all your business about your business. All your business. Tell me what you do while you're applying for grants. And then I point you in the right direction of what grants you should be applying for based on where you are in your business. Speaking of that, where are you in your business? Are you in the startup phase? Put startup in the chat. Startup is where like your business is still an idea. So you're still writing stuff down in your journal. You're still on your Bapruda. It's still in your brain. You're still masterminding it out. Put startup in the chat. It's like in the beta testing, the prototype phase. You, really don't have a product or service yet, but you plan on launching soon. You're in the startup phase. Put startup in the chat. That matters when you're applying for a grant. Because if you're in the startup phase, you need to only be applying for startup grants. If you need a startup grant, put startup in the chat because that's where you are. There's only 2 phases that grants are going to ask you if you're a part of, either startup or started. If you've started, put started in the chat. Thank you for sharing the live, Alicia. If you started your business, put started in the chat. You need to be applying for what's known as growth grants. Growth grants are designed to help you experience more growth in your business based on what you've already done successfully, launching your product, launching your service, making money, even if it's not as much money as you would like. You can win a grant. So you can win a grant as a startup, or even if you haven't started your business, you can win a grant for a business that you've started, but you're not making a whole lot of money. Both can win grants. They're 2 separate types of grants. Startups apply for startup grants. Started businesses apply for growth grants. Which type of grant do you need? Put it in the chat. Talk to me. And thank y'all for the 95K likes. I appreciate y'all. I think the highest we've had so far is like 170K. They was just showing that for the 99 and the 2000. I'm trying to see what kind of grant y'all need, because this is going to help you in your grant search. J&J, based on what I just shared, what kind of grant do you need? A startup grant or a growth grant? Courtney needs a growth grant. Trying to see who's taking notes. I know y'all listening, but are you taking notes? Are you ready to implement what you're learning? Y'all talk to me. You got the screenshot? Thank you, Tanika Sands Hendricks. Okay, More Pudding needs growth grant, and Miss T needs growth grant. Okay, J&J needs a startup grant. So again, y'all can take this to Google now that you know what kind of grant you should be looking for. I also have a list of 13 secret places that doesn't just make you relying on Google, that you can go find grants yourself. Again, no, it's not by talking to people in your inbox on social media that's planning on winning you a grant. You can do all of this yourself. It's a skill that's worth learning if you could really see yourself adding new revenue streams to your business, and you can see yourself like not always having to pay out of your own pocket to grow or start your business. And if you're willing to do the work, it's not easy, but it's easier than you trying to figure this out on your own and wasting a lot of time applying for grants that your business really doesn't qualify for. You need to know what kind of grants are best for you. And your business won't qualify for every grant, which is great. One thing that I've discovered recently is a lot of people ask me about the application fees that come with some grants. It's okay if a grant has an application fee because what they're doing is weeding out the serious prospects. One thing I didn't think about is that as you see grants with application fees, not only are people who can't afford it, they're not going to invest, but it's going to make that application pool smaller and it's going to increase your chances of winning. So there's an application out there now that's like there's a fee, and then I don't know if they're going to tell how many people are applying. That ain't my business. My business is like, oh, well, that increases my chances of people who won't pay. Right. I didn't think about it like that till last night, girl. I was like, okay, so the application pool is going to be smaller, higher chances of winning, because some people say, what are the odds of winning a grant, Dr. Austin? And I'm like, 0 if you don't apply, but even greater if you do apply with an application fee. And it's a legit opportunity. Make sure it's legit. I teach my mentees how to do their due diligence. But also, they call it self-funded now, where they're going to take the application fee and they're going to pool it together. So if you got 100 people paying $15, it's a $1,500 grant, right? And so, what else was the thing? Higher chance of winning. I forgot. It was another point I was going to share with y'all. I've been trying to remember since last night. But anyway, less people applying, smaller application pool, greater chance of winning. Oh, and look for opportunities where there's more than one grant prize. So if there's an application fee, there are multiple grant prizes, less people applying, greater chances of you winning. And then if they're giving away multiple prizes, let's say there's like the first grant I won in 2020, they were looking for 20 people to give $1,000 to. That increased my chances of winning. I was number 17. I could have been number 20. I would have been just as happy because they had multiple prizes to give versus one person winning $20,000. So let's move into the Q&A portion for our last few moments together. What questions can I answer for you guys? Just based on what we've been talking about what grants are, what they're not, how to find them, how to win them, what's it you put on the application is important, how to get my help winning them. What are your questions? Courtney says, always thought that even if it's a $15 fee and 150 people enter, but they may award 5, they still win. I mean, yeah, if I'm understanding you right, yeah, somebody's gonna win. If you don't apply, it ain't gonna be you. Let's start there, because a lot of people want to know the odds. But that's like saying, well, how much is the Powerball? Did you buy a ticket? Well, don't worry about it. I'll never win the lottery because I don't play the lottery. But some people just want to be knows. Well, how much is so if you don't even play. So somebody gonna win because somebody entered. Somebody submitted their application. And it's always good to enter too, because one thing y'all don't know that goes on behind the scenes, especially if you don't read what they call their rules, restrictions, and regulations, every grant is supposed to have them where they tell you how to win. And if you don't do this, then you don't do this. If you do this, you disqualify, you forfeit. Some people literally win grants and forfeit their money. That means they give it away. They give it up because they can't. Either they're given a bad phone number, bad email, don't respond, don't sign contracts on time, and they go to the next person. Imagine being the next person. I've been the next person multiple times. I'll take it. Give it to me because I follow directions. So it's good to always have your application out there. Okay. Somebody else had a question. Can we use AI to help draft our proposals? Number one, we don't do proposals. That's for nonprofits. Number two, you can use AI, but you end up doing the 3R sounding robotic, like AI wrote it, redundant, using the same like AI, you said that, and using and sounding repetitive like your Easter speech. I didn't come right here to say, I just came to say Happy Easter Day. Every little kid to get up on that church stage on Easter gonna say the same thing. What makes you stand out? So if you don't want the 3Rs, it's not that you can't use AI. It's that they know that you're using AI. I heard there was a new rule. I guess it depends on which brand it is, but supposedly they're keeping up with stats. If your application is over a certain amount of percentage of AI, they kick it out. I don't know how true that is. Every grant is different. Some grants don't mind that you use it. Every grant knows that you use it. And what I teach my mentees is to how not to let them know that you used it. Every grant that I've won this year, I've used it, but you can't tell because I know how to program mine. And so if you want me to teach you what I do, that's what I specialize in our mentorship. That's what our event is going to be about here in November. And that's what you get a free ticket to come join us if you're the first one in our mentorship program. I don't have enough time to dive in on our TikTok. And I don't want people just stealing my information because people invest in this stuff. It's worth it. So, Jess, this go here. You see that above my head, that last line, go here. Put that in your browser. Click it. It's going to take you here. It's going to tell you all about our mentorship program. That's $197 to get 6 months access to me via email, videos to watch, audios to listen to, books to read. There's an app that'll read our book to you. There are other programs that you can join. Get in absolutely free because you're with Black Women in Grants. And learn where the money resides. And then see people like Tanika Sands Hendricks win her first $5,000 in 5 minutes, pitching her business live on them people's stage. Okay. So go here. I go to our profile here and click that description. Thank y'all for 100K likes. Y'all are just thebomb.com. Hold on, we're getting a blessing. Wait a minute, I saw it and it went away. Keish, or is it Kayesh? I've been saying your name every way. Says, I pray that God, continues to bless everything you do for being a blessing to everyone. Had to read that in my preacher voice. Thank you, Keish. I appreciate you, girl. Thank you for being here. I need the blessings. Keep them coming, Lord. I receive it. Brianna Ray says, is this about general grants or specific industries you're talking about? There's no such thing as a general grant. And any business in any industry can win a grant. Any other questions? What y'all got? I'm looking for my time. Oh, wait. I think I'm over time. I can't even do the math right now. My mind just go blank when I'm on these lives sometimes. What other questions can I answer before I go? If you're over on the page to get signed up for the mentorship program and you need me to wait 2 minutes, because that's all it takes for you to get signed up, just put wait in the chat. I'm happy to hang out to make sure you get your email that has your welcome packet in it to make sure you get logged into the learning portal, get all your bonuses, especially your free call with me. And I'm just being nosy on other stuff as well. Okay, let me focus. Okay. Any other questions? Any ahas or takeaways from something that you learned during tonight's live? Did you want to let me know? Like, I am so glad I came here. Oh my gosh, this was so good. It was so helpful. Anything? Let me know. Let me scroll back up, make sure I didn't miss anybody. Oh, Courtney says, as in grant funders make more money because more people give $15. You can look at it like that and just don't apply if you don't want to pay the application fee. It's way more grants without application fees. I like to win grants or I like to apply for grants where my stakes of winning are higher. So number one, I'm coming in with a bomb grant application. And number two, I'm willing to invest in the fact that I'm very confident in my business, confident in my application. I ain't worried about the other people applying because I know I'm qualified for that grant. And that's what they're looking for. You know, if it's putting money in their pocket, good for them because you asked them to put money in yours. So everything on earth is about money, capitalism, power, ego, pride. You know, just that's how I think about it. But anyway, uh, there's that. Okay, I'm just scrolling through old comments that I may have missed. Any other questions before we go? Let me know. I'm being nosy. Hey, the flying realtor, how are you? Oh, first place is Chev with the most taps during tonight's live. Second place is Shawnee. And third place is Tanika Sands Hendricks. So, grants are free money. They're not based on your credit. It's not a loan, so you're not paying it back. It does not matter if you have a criminal history. That's between you, Jesus, and the judicial system. Amen. You don't need collateral. You don't have to give up a portion of your company. You don't need mama to come co-sign with you. Okay. You must be a Black woman with a for-profit small business based in the United States over the age of 18, own at least 51% of your business. You need to know how much in grant funding you need. You need to know what you're going to do with the funding. And also, how are you going to take a small percentage, 5 to 10% of whatever you win in the grant and help the hood? What is your give back? What is your outreach? What is your social impact? If you've never thought of this, now is a great time to start thinking through this because that's what a grant is going to want to know. You said, wait, you said my name and then the sound cut out. I don't know. Ain't no telling. Ain't no telling what I said. So yeah, grants want to know about your social impact. That's how you stand out. That's the secret to winning grants. What else? Did I miss anything, note takers? Let me know. But that's all I got, y'all. That's all I got on tonight. I will be back. I'm usually live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. You can also check out our mentorship program by going here, place that in your browser, or you can click on the description box in our on our TikTok page to get there to learn all about the Grant Game mentorship program. And if you're over there now, that's our scholarship price. The scholarship price is available on a first come, first serve basis. If you were here and you can honestly put your hand on the Bible and say you've been tapping your screen to like the live, you've shared the live, and you follow this page, you can also message me real quick here on TikTok and I'll send you how to get access to my free mini masterclass. It walks you through everything we just talked about tonight about how to find, apply for, and win grants. Just make sure you're messaging me because I never message you first. I don't know you like that. And make sure, you're on the right page because if you message a scammer, they're going to reply and take your money, okay? So be careful because there are scam pages. It's claiming to be me, claiming to be us. There's an AI video going around using my face and my voice, my money maker, all this, bags under my eyes and everything, lying to people. Y'all think it's me. I would have thought it was me too if I didn't know me, but I know her. That ain't her. She would never. So yeah, just send me a message real quick. And I'm happy to share our class with you. And that's all I got. Any final questions? Y'all let me know. It feels like a Friday. It's only Wednesday. So I'm gonna go relax. I did go grocery shopping though. I'm so happy. I did not have to leave my house for days. I'm so happy. So we're gonna be eating good. I'm proud of myself. That's all. I was adulting today and yesterday, by the way. You're welcome, Chef. Thank you for being here. Jackie, you're welcome. Thank you. Y'all good? Let me check my messages. Well, I'm gonna wait till let me go ahead and log off our other live. They don't be on here talking about nothing anyway. Bye, y'all.